What's up, guys? Justin Morgan here, and this is a recap of my training from this past week. I did not put the pictures in of what, usually I post like screenshots of what each lift was or each day. So this week basically was a lot of the same stuff that I've done in previous weeks during the week. The key difference is that when I get to the weekend, the volume's changing, and as it progresses through the Russian squat routine. This is, of course, the master's version, as I've mentioned before. I do other lifts as well. I don't exclusively do the Russian squat routine. That probably would not be very beneficial. I wouldn't imagine to anyone to do that. You still have to train the other lifts and do other things, but at least for my squatting, that's kind of what I'm doing. And I mentioned in the last video update that I did that I was kind of trying to figure out how I was going to progress through that, like how I was going to, go from here. Like, if I do the Russian squat routine, at some point, like, it becomes very difficult to continue to add 5% every 8 or 9 weeks. So, I was thinking about doing the front squat, and I think what I ended up deciding was that I recently made a video where I talked about the deadlift and hypertrophy, and I've been thinking that maybe I would do something where I combine the volume or so many sets, like there's 6 sets of 6, as it works up to 6 sets of 3, 6 sets of 4, 6 sets of 5 reps, 6 sets of 6 reps, and then it starts to taper down. At least during that volume accumulation phase, I was thinking that I would dedicate 3 of the sets, or so many sets to deadlift each week, and so many sets to front squat, or that I would do like squat and snatch grip deadlift. Right now I'm just doing the squatting. I'm really not doing a whole lot of deadlifting at all during the program, so that's kind of makes it a little bit different, and I do want to find ways to integrate that in. So that's kind of where my thought process is on it. I'm manipulating the program, making slight changes, and trying to get basically a system of training that I can do recurrently, just over and over again. So this one, I'm actually, I feel pretty good. Like, I feel like I probably have already made progress, and that if I wanted to go up and do 5% now, that I would be successful in that. That would put my squat back to close to 500 pounds, which is almost where it's been before. That's very close to as strong as I've ever been. So that's good. I think I was closer to 250 pounds last time that I was squatting this much weight, 500 pounds. And right now I am weighing in somewhere between 241 and 242 in the mornings. So that, that, I guess you could say in a way that that's progress, or that's, something kind of positive, progress that I've made, and that I can do a similar weight at a lower body weight. So I'm pretty happy with that, I guess. But, I still want to continue to manipulate the system to, modify it so that it can be something that I can continue to see progress on each of those lifts, build up my quad strength and, lower back strength, and then during a phase where I specialize in the front squat and the deadlift, and then find a way to try to continue to make progress after that with the squat and doing the whole routine in the squatting version. So by extending it out using the master's version, by using different lifts as I go through it each time, and by trying to find some happy medium between the deadlift and the squatting volume in the program, I hope to continue to do that. Now, as far as the overhead press goes, that's kind of what I've been using as my primary driver of upper body hypertrophy, of pressing strength, and I will probably continue to do that. I don't know that the push press would make a good option to do through the Russian squat routine. Not that it couldn't be done, but I would prefer to do just like a strict standing press, and then use the push press for my recovery days, because I usually do a clean along with that. And that's one way to get some clean technique, clean and jerk technique in with that as well. So that kind of makes it beneficial in that way. Now, I got up to this 5 sets of 5, and it is less difficult than the 6 sets of 6. Just as an experiment, I kind of looked at where the volume was, and when I did 385 pounds or 175 kilos for six sets of six. That was, I think, close to 1,400. It was like 1,300 and some, or 13,000 and some pounds of volume. And then if I'm doing it in pounds, then when I did the 405 for 5 sets of 5, that was 10,000 pounds worth of volume. And it is more fatiguing to do more volume. That's my experiential, anecdotal experience anyways. So I did recover better from the 5 sets of 5. I was less fatigued afterwards, but it was still hard. It was not an easy process to go through. Probably what I'm going to end up doing is cutting the program just a little bit short, by a couple weeks, and I'm going to do an AMRAP set instead of doing the full working up to a 1 rep max. I think that's probably not a bad idea to do in general, just because when you do 1 rep maxes, there's more of a chance for injury. So basically, by doing the AMRAP set, when I get up to 90 or 95%, I think I'm going to do it 95%, then that makes it kind of in a way where you're not putting so much weight that you can't consciously make a decision on whether you feel that you're going to get another rep or not. And as opposed to if you do a 1 rep max and you find out, shoot, that was too heavy, you hopefully you can lower the bar safely in a way. And I've done that before, and that's not impossible or out of the question, but it's definitely better to decide I don't think I can do another rep than to end up failing on a 1 rep max. So the primary reason that I'm going to do that, though, is because there is a competition coming up at a local gym where I've trained at before called the Dirty Gym, and I would like to do the competition. So I'm going to end the program just a couple weeks early and get a little bit extra rest and spend a little bit more time specializing in the snatch and the clean and jerk in an effort to kind of increase the ability and what I can do in those specific lifts. So nothing wrong with taking a couple weeks to put a focus on there. But that's it. You guys take it easy, and I will talk to you in the next video.